Think about electricity for a second. It's this wild, invisible force, right? It's powering, well, everything. The lights in your room, the phone in your hand, all of it. Just silently doing its thing in the background. But have you ever really stopped to wonder how it gets from the outlet in the wall all the way to your device?
Well, the answer is actually hiding in plain sight. It's something you probably see dozens of times a day and never give a second thought to. And yet, it's the absolute key to taming all that raw power and making it safe enough to use.
Yep, I'm talking about the humble electrical cable. That's the secret sauce. It's the pathway that takes all that crazy energy and funnels it exactly where we need it to go, safely and without any drama. A great way to think about it is like a superhighway, but one built just for electricity. This image here does a fantastic job of showing that. It's this perfect, controlled little road for the current to zip along from the wall right to your computer. It's how we wrangle that raw power and make it do useful stuff for us. Okay, so what's the magic here? What makes this little highway so effective? To figure that out, we've got to look inside. So let's peel back the layers and see what really makes these things tick.
Believe it or not, a basic cable really just boils down to two main parts. You've got the inside bit, the conductor, that's what carries the juice, and then you have the outer layer, the insulation, which keeps everything safe. Each one has a super important job to do.
All right, first up, the conductor. This is the heart of the whole operation. Its one and only job is to give electricity the easiest possible path to travel down. Imagine a brand new, super wide water pipe. The water just flows right through, no problem. That's exactly what a good conductor does for an electric current. And that's why we don't just use any old material. We use metals like copper and aluminum. Why? Because they're amazing conductors. They have super low electrical resistance, which is just a fancy way of saying they don't fight the electricity. And that's huge, because it means less energy gets wasted as heat and more power gets to where it's going. Super efficient. Okay, now for the unsung hero of the cable. The insulation. This is that outer coating, and honestly, its job is just as vital. It basically acts like a force field, keeping all that electricity locked inside and preventing it from zapping anything, or anyone, it's not supposed to. It's literally the reason you can pick up a cable without getting a nasty shock. So you put those two parts together, the conductor on the inside, the insulation on the outside, and what you get is a device that does three really critical things for us. Let's break them down. Okay, so number one, it gets the current where it needs to go. Simple enough, right? It makes that stable connection. Number two, and this is a big one, it prevents shocks. We just talked about that. The insulation is literally a lifesaver. And number three, it actually protects the guts of our expensive electronics. By keeping the flow of electricity nice and steady, it helps prevent damage. So it's basically a bodyguard for both you and your gadget. All right. And this is where things get really important, because a cable that's used correctly is an amazing little piece of engineering. But using the wrong one, that's where things can get seriously dangerous. So let's just paint a picture here. You've got a big, power-hungry appliance, but all you can find is this tiny, skinny little extension cord. You might think, it'll probably be fine. But what actually happens when you try to shove way too much electricity through a wire that's just too small for the job? Well, the results can be pretty dramatic. The best analogy is trying to funnel a whole river through a tiny garden hose. All that pressure has to go somewhere, and in an electrical cable, that pressure turns into heat, a lot of heat. And you can see right here what happens. The small cable overheats, the insulation melts right off, and suddenly you have a huge fire hazard on your hands. The choice is pretty stark, right? On one hand, you have the small cable that gets dangerously hot, can start a fire, and can completely wreck your electronics. But on the other hand, the right cable just works. It stays cool, it's safe to use, and it protects your stuff. It's a night and day difference for sure. So this all brings us to the big takeaway, the one single thing you absolutely have to remember from all of this. And it's this: you have to use the right cable for the job. It's not a suggestion. You need to check the requirements for your appliance, because picking the right cable isn't just about making sure things work well. It's about safety, period. Safety for your home, for your property, and most importantly, for you. At the end of the day, electricity is an incredible tool, but it's one you have to respect. And that simple cable is our first line of defense, the thing that keeps all that power under control. So maybe take a look around your home. The power is in your hands, literally. Are your cables really up to the task?